Welcome to the lab where genetics collide. Reptiles everywhere with colors amplify. The morph so wild, they'll twist your mind. Patterns like art, every scale is defined. In the reptile world, we're raising the bar. Discover new genes and combining them all. Creating foundations that make our brain shake. Insane combos that hit like an earthquake. Genetic canvas. Paint the dream. Make a dream where reptiles glow and the visions gleam. Tune in now, let's raise the ceiling. The best reptile podcast starts in 3, 2, 1.
What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Genetic Canvas, and thank you for joining us this week. If you guys missed last episode, what's up? What the hell happened there? But if you guys missed last episode, make sure that you guys go back and catch the replay where we covered the confusion mutation with Ozyboids, Osman reptiles, and conduit constrictors. But this week we're covering the fire mutation, and the fire mutation has a long history in our hobby. And to go through it real quick, it was founded by a lot of different breeders through various years in our hobby, and it had picked up many names over the years due to that reason. So originally we had the fire line from Nerd, and that one came out back in 1995, mid-90s, and that eventually became the Lucifer after Kevin McCurley's workers nicknamed it that, and that kind of caught on and everything. But that was the original fire line. And then you did have the Creed, the Sulfur, the Brite, the Sauce, the Mota. There's so many of them. I think there was 10 different ones, so I did write them down just to remember them all. I know we had like the Sulfur, the Ember, but let me refer to the list here. Sulfur, Ember, Lemonback was Pro Exotics. I remember that. The Lucifer, Creed, the Flame, Lone Star Reptiles is one of the more recent ones. Brite is one of the kind of more recent ones. The Mota and the Sauce, those were the list of all of them. But that is a lengthy list, and it just shows you how popular the fire is and how eye-catching it is, especially coming out of Africa as an import, because all of these different breeders were like, wow, that import right there is something that I need to work and prove out. And lo and behold, it's in the complex of the fire mutation. So fire is definitely still doing amazing things in the industry. It's one of those mutations that a lot of us breeders work selectively, as we're trying not to produce really high-end investment quality snakes with the super fire mutation, because it's an all-white mutation. Sometimes, typically, it will have some yellow splotches down its back, and occasionally that'll turn into like a yellow stripe, almost like a piebaldism look with saddles and stuff. So it's a really cool look, but overpowers everything that's in it, and you can't see those really high-end investment designer animals when you have the homozygous expression overpowering everything. So that's the only reason why breeders really work it selectively. But tonight you're going to see how amazing it is to have in your projects and what all these breeders have been making with them. I know I have like 6 or 7, but we're not going to showcase my animals tonight. So if you guys want to drop a comment, make sure you guys, what's the word for it? Timestamp your favorite animal. So in the comments, drop the timestamp of your favorite animal that you saw this episode, so that everybody can go back and jump to that part of the episode right from wherever they are, wherever they're watching it from. But we appreciate everybody that's watching us live tonight, and everybody in the future watching this replay. Comment #replay gang, and yeah, just excited to get into it tonight. We got the merch up top here. We got the Herp and Harbins show sponsors on the hat. And we got the affiliates, Redline Shipping, on the shirts. Make sure that you guys are using this affiliate code because you can save 65% off of an additional shipping label that is in addition to the 60% off codes that other other podcasts offer, other breeders offer. But yeah, this is in addition to those two other discounts. So you can get a third discount, 65% off using code selective65 at Redline Shipping. But let's see. Typically, I run this show by myself as of late, but I was looking for the guest hosting opportunities, and we've been putting out the banner for comment hashtag seat taken. So if you guys want to guest host a future episode of Genetic Canvas, just comment hashtag seat taken. When I go and review the episode, I will watch it back, check the comments, and put you on the list to get contacted to be the host of a future episode with me. So excited tonight because we are welcoming back guest hosting to the Genetic Canvas. And who's better to do it than our friend Leland Riker? So let's welcome him out. How's it going, man?
What's going on, guys? Good to see you.
So how have you been?
Staying busy, wrapping up the season, like socializing so many hatchlings right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, so you like to socialize them because they're a little spicy.
Not typically they're not that spicy, and I'll have maybe 60 to 70 clutches normally, and I'll have 4 spicy ones out of 70. This year I'm making close to 100, and I've had like 12 spicy ones. So I've gotten bit more this season by 2 or 3 snakes than 5 years of doing this.
Oh wow, yeah.
It's
I mean,
kind of
I've
weird.
bought a lot of spicy snakes this season from people, that's for sure.
Almost all with Stranger, by the way. Stranger or Puzzle or Het
Yeah,
Puzzle.
the puzzles. Yep.
Yeah.
I haven't picked up any strangers, so I can't say that. But the het puzzles that I picked up were very spicy, that's for sure. So you were at a show, you were saying? How
Oh,
did
well,
your show go?
today was that San Bernardino Reptile Expo, and because my wife does the Nutcracker, she was all tied up with that. I had to help with the kids, so I couldn't do the show. So I sent a case with Adam. So I want to say thank you so much to Adam from Goolsby Serpents. Check him out; he's a cool dude. And he
Nice.
took a case of my snakes, and he sold some snakes for me today. So I was really happy with that.
You can't beat that, selling snakes, and you ain't even got to be there. Shout out to Adam.
Yep.
So I know that everybody doesn't always know me watching this show, and I'm Jared with Gem Exotics. You could find me on YouTube and Instagram, mainly Instagram, and then I like to advertise through Morph Market and Reptile ads currently. So, where do you usually advertise, Leland?
I do Morph Market. I do about maybe 35 sales off of Morph Market. I'll do about 30 sales at shows, and then all the rest is pretty much repeat customers because I socialize my animals and I switch them to frozen thawed, and their friends talk to them, and then I get a referral from that because they don't want to get bit. They don't want to have feed live. That's just the way it is out here for some reason.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely a selling point.
So the best place to find you though is Instagram and Morph Market.
Instagram. I have a TikTok. I have a YouTube channel. I'm monetized on YouTube and TikTok, but mostly people contact me through Morph Market.
Nice, nice. Well, I know that we had a lot of people in the chats that recognize us and know us, and I know there's some people in the chats tonight that we haven't seen before. But so let's go ahead and shout some of our friends out and some of these new folks. We got Third Coast Constrictors in the building. Appreciate you. Proxima Reptilis, Mike and Melissa in the house. The Pied Man, Piebald Pythons. That's a lip twister, tongue twister. Appreciate you, Dwight. Slayero Mason in the building.
Right.
How's it going tonight? Ash Morph Minded in the house. Appreciate you swinging through. David joined Reptiles in the building. Travis, TS Reptiles. he was going to try to get on the show tonight. We appreciate you trying, but I hope you're taking care of what you had to get done. Jeff, Ballhead Balls in the house. We appreciate you. Herp Collectors Network. Make sure you guys are checking them out. Let's see. The fires are still coming out of the wild, he said. I believe it. Daily Exotics, appreciate you. You're a new face in the building. Drop your name in the chat so I can call you out by name in the future. Daily Exotics, appreciate you. TJ Hutch Exotics, says Jen over there. Appreciate you. Dustin, clowning around pythons. Thanks for joining us tonight. And we got Val in the house. We appreciate you all coming out to watch us live. And we got one more jumping in real quick, Dragon Ball Python. So anybody else joining us, we appreciate you and hope you enjoy the episode. Let's go ahead and get into this. I got one more banner we can run here. Make sure you guys are using these affiliate codes because they are going to save you money. This is a 60-day free trial to Husbandry Pro. Use code SELECTIVE60 for a 60-day free trial with all the updated features. And if your account has been unused for 6 months, you can use that code and get 60-day free trial to
Nice.
start it back up. So we appreciate
Get organized. Save that information.
Yeah, for real. I appreciate being able to organize all my information, but we appreciate the sponsors of the show. We appreciate our affiliates. Make sure that if you guys reach out to any of our sponsors who are featured in the promos at the beginning of the episode, you mentioned the genetic canvas. They'll hook you up and it gives us good feedback for our show, making a difference for them. Are you ready to get this show on the road and talk to the guests tonight?
Yeah, I'm really down because sometimes I have a problem identifying like pastel with fire. So it's going to be good. Maybe a little eye opener. I only had fire my first season, and then I kind of got away from breeding stuff with fire. But I still have one of my original snakes from Canova. It's a firefly het clown, and she went for me this last year. So you'll see those later in the episode.
Nice. Yes, I know you said that you had a couple of animals you wanted to see about IDs and stuff, right?
Yep.
Awesome. So first up, joining us tonight, we got a man that is joining us for the first time on our show. You might have seen him on a few other podcasts, but here he's here to showcase the fire mutation through his collection. And I know that his collection is made of a lot of fire, and I can't even speak on a lot of it because I don't know exactly what projects he's working, but I'm really excited to get him out here and find out. Let's welcome Matt from Ebony and Ivory Reptiles.
All right, Matt.
How's it going, man?
Good, man. How we doing, man?
Good.
Welcome.
So tell me, what are your main projects that you're working over there?
My main projects, man, everything paint,
Paints.
hypo clown, yeah.
Nice. Paint hypo
paint,
clown.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that is my
nice.
That is a triple that I'm hoping to hit this season, and but yeah, paint is, if it has paint in it, I'm looking to get into it, you know. So
Like they
that's
say,
what my
paint the
collection is.
world, right?
Yeah,
Paint makes
man.
everything brighter and better, right? Cleaner.
No, it's a granite type. It's a granite type recessive.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes. So,
Yeah, very fuzzy around the edges.
yeah.
That's what I like to call it.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
that
loving it.
paint is one of the most, I'd say, like, when you compare exanthic lines, like the VPI is the most widely available through projects. I feel like paint's the most widely available, stronger granite mutation through a lot of projects, you know? And it's
Yeah.
you know, affordable to where you can get a paint and you can work it in any direction you want to. I love it. I love paint. I actually just got some I got a trio of double het ultra paints.
Oh,
Do you
nice.
see more than one paint line?
What's that?
Are you seeing more than one paint line, or is
There's
all
paint and then
line?
there's Sentinel. The Sentinel is overseas. I think they test the same, but I don't know for sure,
Yeah, they do.
but
They
yeah,
test the same, but there's a lot of
Okay.
guys. There's a lot of guys in the states working the Sentinel line as well. Um,
yep,
Nice.
but and then yeah, but I mean, basically it's the same. As far as I can see, it's the same. I don't see any difference. I have
Okay.
both in my collection, but yeah, it's cool.
for sure, for sure. So we got another guest hanging out in the back waiting for us to bring him out. Um, some of you might have seen him recently when he hit that crazy looking paradox. I think it was like a triple visual paradox. Maybe he'll show that off tonight for us, give us a little update. But here to showcase the fire mutation with us, let's welcome Ron from BBM Reptiles.
Yeah, Ron, baby.
How's it going,
Woo!
man?
How you doing? Thank you very much.
One
Thank
of
you
the
very much.
horsemen in the house.
Yeah, thank you very much for letting me stop by and shoot the breeze with you guys and talking about, like, I gotta say, one of my beginner morphs when I first started. That was like, I think everyone started either with pastel or fire, and when I first started with my very first ball python, it was a pastel, but it was a firefly that caught my attention, and
Yep.
the comment that I made to someone when I first started with my very first ball python was that I saw a firefly and that impressed me. And back in those days, he was like telling me, you know what they go for? I, I was new into this, I had no idea and stuff like that. But that comment just basically kind of irked me, and it put me to the point that basically I wanted to find out more about mutations. And fire was my second pickup that I actually had in my days. So
Yeah, yeah,
I guess, like I said, it's one of those morphs that we all start off with, if it's not a pastel.
How much was
for
it back
sure.
then?
That fire, I picked it up from David Solis in California, and he shipped it out to me. I believe it was like, I gotta guess, it was around 575 back in that time.
Wow.
It wasn't it
What year
wasn't it
was
wasn't
that?
big. It was like in 2012. It wasn't big money, stuff
2012.
like that, but for
Yeah, that's a
beginners
lot.
starting out, yeah, for beginners starting out, not knowing anything and stuff, the combination, the Firefly was a lot more up there. But obviously, I was
And
trying to
that
take
that
it.
that kind of goes to show you. I'll touch on a part of my history with the Firefly in a second. I want to get our last guest out before I do so, but it's gonna kind of give you it's going to give you a comparison of how values used to hold back in the day with fewer mutations as opposed to nowadays, even with the incomplete dominance.
Yep.
But we got one more guest hiding in the back here, and they are here to bring the fire. They definitely have some amazing animals to showcase tonight that I've seen firsthand. Let's welcome Danny from Righteous Reptiles.
Good evening.
How's it
How's
going,
everybody doing
man?
tonight?
Welcome in.
Thank you, thank you. Thanks for having me on the show tonight. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. So, you, I want to know your thoughts on the fire mutation. Just kind of give me kind of your idea of it being kind of, I would say you're newer to the genetic side of learning things. So, what do
Yes.
you feel about fire going into a lot of your projects with your partner over there?
I mean, we see it brightening up a lot of colors to the mandarin. We got some coral. Uh, it's we got it in a lot of things right now. So, but I mean, just brings a lot of more brightness to the project.
Yeah. And as it ages, would you say you like it more than DG, or do you like DG more as far as how they fade out? Because a lot of people compare Fire, that Fire was the original DG before DG came around. Everybody wanted to put Fire into combos to clean them up, to brighten them up. But then DG came out and it wiped Fire off the map because it did double what Fire would do in your combos. And it's still a great mutation, but um, Gosh, I lost the question I had.
I
But
You
just
like fire
I think
over
it
DG?
complements, both. Like you said, it's a DG mutation, but if one brightens more and does more to the pattern, I guess both of them together, it's probably amplify that. You know,
yeah, they almost look exanthic when they get to an adult age when you do fire DG animals. Like it strips everything. But I'm interested to see in like the super mandarin stuff when they age how well that color and that stripping, like how well it fights against that mandarin, because the mandarin stuff is crazy. So excited to see that later on in the episode. But that little piece of history I was going to touch on in reference to what you were saying, Ron, was it was 2002. I went to my very first reptile show. I was 13 years old, and not only at that show did I hold my first Mojave ball python that was marked at $5,500 back then, but I also was walking around just kind of eyeballing everybody's stuff, obsessing over it. And this one guy, you know how they used to have the deli cups with kind of like the lid that would close over, but it was like opaque and you couldn't really see through it too well. You can kind of see some brown snakes with the labels and stuff, but then you see the pastels, and then those one snake, it was just glowing through that translucent cover like a sun. And I was like, let me see this pastel. And he pulled it out, and I was like, that's a pastel fire all day. I could see the peppering and the alien heads and the more kind of flower petal shaped alien heads. And he was like, I kind of thought that, but compared to the other Firefly in the clutch, this one just doesn't, it's not it. And I'm like, that's crazy, because back then the Firefly was $1,500 for a male, and that animal on the table was for $150. So I walked over to my friend's table and I was like, hey, this guy's selling, or not a friend, but an older breeder I knew. I was like, hey, this guy over here is selling a Firefly male for $150 and he doesn't know it. And two people walked over to his table and was like, yeah, I agree with him. That's a Firefly. And he was like, the third person, if there's another person that walks over, he's like, I'm pulling it off the table. The third person that walked over bought it. But it was just kind of like a history of like from 2002 they were 1,500 to 2012, 10 years later they were still $500, which for an incomplete dominant, that's a long value hold.
Yep.
But yeah, just a cool little piece of history, I guess, something to take us back in time. So let's get into this reptile roundtable of questions. I want to know everybody's favorite recessive to work with the fire mutation, or what's a recessive that you like it in the most. So we'll start with Ron up top here.
Well, I can only talk about what. Well, actually, something else that brought me to fire was one time when I went to was it DFW or was it Tinley? I think it was Tinley. Super Orange Dream, Fire, Desert Ghost, Spider. And what you said with Desert Ghost, Fire complemented what Desert Ghost was bringing out and was making it a lot more brighter. So that actually brought me into want to work Orange Dream. Excuse me for a second.
You mean like how the fire and the DG and the Orange Dream just kind of
They
really come
complemented
out,
each other. Yeah,
saturate everything?
it complemented each other. And one thing
Yeah.
is basically looking at the picture, but seeing it, firsthand and, finding out all the genes in there. It was like one of those projects like, man, I gotta hit that. I gotta hit that project. I didn't get it.
Mm,
I didn't actually was able to get the odds on that to make it, but I gotta say that was one of the favorite recessives at that time.
gotcha. Yeah. Okay, and we'll get around to how that's evolved here in a little bit. So, Matt, what's your favorite recessive to work the fire around?
DG.
DG also. Okay. Danny, you already said DG was your favorite, so I guess it's a straight across the board. But Leland, what's your favorite mutation to work with the fire?
I initially wanted just to make super fires back in the day, my first season, and I bought the female that has clown because I thought clown was dark and dreary, and I wanted to lighten it up. So I wanted to get fire into my clown, but that was like my first season, and I haven't worked. I really haven't worked fire since my first season. So this year's the first time in 5 years that I have fire, and so I put it to my super pastel stuff to get it into my puzzle.
Puzzle,
So,
okay.
yeah. So now I'm working it toward puzzle.
Puzzle of fire, that's a good direction. I feel like I've seen one or two puzzle fire combos, and it just adds a level of all that flaming
Yeah.
and kind of like that lift of like the depth of the pattern kind of floating off with the blushing. So it's definitely cool to work that direction. I definitely haven't seen a lot of it that way either.
And then it's
So,
also pied, so I'll be working it that direction. But it doesn't really puzzle. It doesn't really look great with pied or anything.
mhm. So besides the brightening quality, because we know that that's always the one thing that we like to go for, and the cleanup from the fire, what would you say is a quality that's overlooked, starting with Ron?
Um, before I started getting in my choking, coughing, episode. Um, I made a transition, as a matter of fact, when I obviously saw it with Desert Ghost and I saw the effect on it. When I acquired the Exantic VPI, and the Exantic VPI far past it really far past beyond what I actually saw in Desert Ghost. Now combining Desert Ghost Fire VPI, that's a goal that I want to do with other recessors. That's like in the pipeline of the works that where I want to take fire with the specific recessors. And it's not only basically making the gene brighter, but with VPI Exantic, it literally sharpens that black and gray tones. And I have an adult. I mean, like, and she is the originator of all my VPI Exantic with fires. And
Okay,
she basically stands out
so we're
as
gonna
the
get to
adult.
see her then.
But she's a big girl, and
Awesome.
like I said, I got a lot of projects lined up with the fire within the VPI also.
Yeah, and Exanthic DG, I mean, anything Exanthic, fire was really one of those earlier mutations to shine in like that Exanthic stuff. Because Pastel, I think Exanthic was one of the early combos, of course, that took off. Everybody wanted the Pastel and the Super Pastel because it was real clean. But then once you got the Fire Pastel in there, and even just the Fire on its own was okay, but the Fire Pastel Exanthic early on was just like the bee's knees of the project. And now you get the Exanthic, the Hypo, the Desert Ghost. We get the fire and everything in that. And yeah, just completely another level. So what about you, Matt?
But as far as
What quality do you think is like overlooked in the fire mutation?
um, I would have to say, I mean, off the top of my head, I would have to say that it's the part to me that's overlooked is that people, to me, it's the best in its complex. Like you have the fire, you have vanilla, you have the what's the other one?
Disco?
Disco. There you go.
Yeah.
To me, fire shuts them all down, kind of like Yellow Belly does with the other gravel and the asphalt. Like to me, Yellow Belly is way better than those, and I think that has to do it a lot with the fact that you can make a super vanilla. You're not going to get an all white snake. If
Yeah,
you
I
put the
agree.
fires together, it just has a much better expression
I
in my
agree.
eyes.
If we go back to like, if sorry to cut you off,
No, you good?
if we go reference back to like a genetic analogy video that I watched a while ago, they were comparing like the ALSs of yellow belly, the allelics of yellow belly, and when you super them, you get varying levels of that mutation's power basically. And that's kind of what you see with the fire vanilla and the disco, whereas like the vanilla is, say, the weakest one where it doesn't warp it to that leucism. And then the disco is kind of in the middle where it's like half leucism, but it has a lot of that yellow pattern. And then the fire takes it even further where most of your super fires are going to be all white with little yellow.
I agree for sure. Yeah, I just think it's definitely the best one in that complex.
Yeah. And yeah, I think it plays into that expressiveness because I like vanilla out of the complex because it's the least expressive on its own. And that's just for what I want to play it into. But disco and fire are really much harder to go back and forth. Like if you have a clutch, it's like you can kind of pick out vanilla versus a fire, but like disco and fire is kind of more similar and harder to tell. And you can never tell for sure. I'm not saying that I can. I would have to test either way. But it just seems like vanilla is one of those mutations where it has indications that are significantly and consistently different if you look
Yeah.
for the little nuances. And you could be wrong still. But use
Oh yeah,
testing.
for sure.
Shout out to Shed Testing. Shed Testing is now becoming phenome.com. So keep up with the new wave. And shout out to Charlie making God's work over there, saving us years in this industry
Yeah, money.
and money. Yep. So, Danny, what do you think is a quality of fire that could be overlooked?
Besides brightening and cleaning up the patterns, I mean, I'm not too sure. You know,
No.
I'm kind of new into the game, so that's kind of something that we're
You want to
working on
know
right
one
now since we're
thing
working
that
into a
I
lot of
think
different
is the
genes.
most, one thing I think is the most overlooked, and tell me if you guys agree, is the pattern definition of fire. So whenever you take fire and put it into a mutation, you always get this warping of the alien heads to where, and that's what I'm kind of saying with like the differences, the nuances of vanilla versus fire and disco is like vanilla's the weakest, so it kind of looks the normalist in a single form. And then fire and disco all they both have kind of more of this like warpiness to the alien heads, and they always brighten a little bit more, I feel, than vanilla does. And we will do some comparisons later on, but we are going to try to stick to fire through these animals we're about to start showing off until later in the episode, and then we'll start getting into some like vanilla or fire animals, and we'll take our guesses before shed testing and kind of come back and look at if we were right or wrong. But yeah, if you guys want to get into the snakes, let's get into
Do
the
it.
basics. I'm excited to get into it now. I think those were some good questions leading up to it. So, Matt, do you have anything? What's your basic combo over there?
Yeah, you want me to? Yeah, here I'll pull it out.
And we can pull up your other camera, but I'm going to blow myself up here real quick. And I'm going to showcase the Super Fire
Oh yeah,
itself.
you can see the popcorn on its back.
So you got the black-eyed leucistic with the normal head shape. I don't think black-eyed Lucies have ever had any kind of eye deformities or shape of the head deformities or any kind of those issues you could possibly get with breeding like buttered lesser super blue eye leucistics and combinations of the blue eye leucistic which have kind of somewhat some defects.
Some
the
bug
the
eyes.
super fire, yeah, bug eyes, things like that. The super fire does not ever, it's not known to ever have any issues like that unless it's a true birth defect. But you do see some yellow splotches down the back. And this girl is a super fire red stripe yellow belly spot nose clown. But like I was saying earlier, the super fire overwrites every little bit of it. So as a baseline, just wanted to show that off for the episode. give that limelight to the super fire because they are diamonds of the reptile world. We got Matt over here.
Can you guys hear me?
All right, you're on.
Okay. You guys still hear me too?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, this is
You might have to yell a little bit.
oh, this got mic. Yeah, so this is the basic fire right here. So we got just a
Awesome.
basic fire, head desert goes and hyper you can see on the alien heads get a little bit of blacked out, get a little blush on the top of the head there.
It is definitely hard to hear you. I don't want you to be talking and no one can hear you just because I'd feel bad.
Hold on, let me move. Let me
Oh yeah,
switch this.
that's way better.
Yeah, no
No,
worries. I
yeah,
just
that's because
want
I
you
moved
to
it to the
don't want you to
side.
watch it back. Be like, why didn't he tell me?
No, let me because I can hear you guys through my headphones, but the audio for some reason is on my microphone.
Oh, okay, I got you. But yeah, we heard that, it was a single gene fire, het desert ghost, and then you were kind of going into the description there, but you can start it again.
Okay, can you hear? You guys still hear me?
Yep,
Yeah.
much
Okay,
better.
cool. Should be better now. I just switched it over to the headphones. Let me know if I go low. I'm still good.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So let me get her back in the camera. Okay, there we go. Yeah. So just yeah, she's a basic fire. And the hair blushing. I love the blushing on the head that they have with the fire. Kind of wax out the alien hairs a little bit. Not really, but cleans them up more to say. And just enhances it from normal looking snake. It looks a lot better to me, in my opinion, even with just a basic fire. And she's just a fire, double head hypo desert ghost. That's all
And
she is.
can you hold her alien heads up real close to the camera just so it can get a clear shot of like all the
Yeah, there
peppering
you
and
go.
everything? And
Yeah,
then the keyholes in the fire are always kind of choppy looking around the edges. They're not necessarily fuzzy, but they just kind of look choppy, like a granite keyhole.
yeah,
That's always an indicator of the fire. And then the fire always has also like that really nice black contrast on the dorsal of the negative pattern, but then as the black drops to the belly, the fire usually always cleans it up. But that's not something that you can really look for. And then down by the tail, I always noticed with the fires that they kind of seem to smash a lot more pattern together by the tail there, like those two and three kind of smashing
Yeah,
yeah.
together. And they're kind of just touching a little. They're trying to chain, but they're not exactly chaining.
I
Right,
also
yeah,
notice on the head stamps it goes to a point sometimes with fire. Like it pulls to the back to a point. See how it's going to a point right at the very, very back?
Oh yeah, the stripe. How
Yeah.
it's kind of like
Well, not the stripe. Not the stripe. The head stamp actually goes to a point on
oh,
the
I see what you're saying. The
side.
light head stamp
Yep.
on the actual middle.
hmm
Yeah, I noticed that on mine. Anyhow.
I like how I like how the one dot is detached from the eye stripe.
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah. Those two back dots right there.
Yeah,
Yep.
I actually have a dinker project that always produces those dots consistently. A couple people I know are working it. Maybe you have that in this.
Maybe it's
I
pepper.
don't know. Yeah. Did you want me to take out another one right now, or move up, or you want to go to
Yeah,
somebody
you can
else's
go
basic?
ahead and you can walk us through
Okay.
some of these more basic combos before we get up into the project pavers.
Yeah.
And we don't have to spend too much time on it. I'll let you kind of run
Okay.
us through these and just give us a good description.
Yeah. So this one here, then we're just gonna add a gene. And this girl's she's a little crazy. But so we're just gonna add a gene with this one, and we're gonna have Inchy Fire, same sibling. And now we have, instead of just being fire, we got Inchy Fire, head desert ghost, and head hypo. Um, Again, you can still see the peppering in there. Those alien heads, because of the Inchy, have been stretched out, and that back on our head it's connected more. The eye stripes are connected. But I like the interaction with Inchy and Fire. It just drags it out. A lot of the pattern opens it up. And
Uh-huh.
again, it's just an overall bright snake.
That fire
I'm,
really plays into that greening tone of the enchi, that oliving tone of the enchi down the dorsal too, doesn't it?
yeah, it makes it really nice. It's a
It does
really
it
nice.
enchi pepper too.
Does Enchi what?
The enchi pepper also, it makes it more peppery.
Yeah, definitely. It
Yeah,
stacks that
definitely.
peppering. Because the enchi wants to pepper through the orange, and then the
Yep.
fire wants to pepper all the blacks back onto the orange, so it kind of wants to fight and bleed.
Yeah, and I just like I remember when I first made one of these 2 years ago. I thought that it had yellow belly in it just because of the flaming that it brings up
Yeah,
with
just because. Mm-hmm.
the interaction. Yeah, so the interaction of fire and entry is a real cool interaction.
Yeah.
Something you got definitely can do some stuff with.
Now, on that animal, one more thing. Can
Yeah.
we see down by the tail, and does it drag out and chain now with
Oh
the
yeah.
enchi fire?
Yeah. Here, let me bring it back up here.
Yeah, it mashes together a lot
Yeah.
more, wants to drag
Yeah.
out more. Yep.
Definitely drags along her tail for sure. So let me yeah. Her that. Let's see what other basic fire. I do like this here. This is going to be fire and cinnamon,
Alexa
which
on.
is allelic to Enchi, correct? I believe that.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Cinnamon enchi is
Okay.
allelic.
And this one might have yellow belly in it too. I don't know. Like, oh, did the camera go?
No, it's on.
No,
Oh,
it's
okay.
on.
Okay, perfect.
Nope.
Now wait.
Hold on here. Let me
I
just
was about to say, yeah, because I'm looking on the screen. And I don't see it on the.
yeah, I don't see it right now. Let's see. Nope. Go ahead and drop out and come back in with that. Or if you want, you can just show us on your camera real quick.
Yeah, I'll just go over here because that camera it's acting whack. So I'll just
It's
show
just
y'all over here.
wanting to act up.
Yeah, it's all good. So
Oh yeah, that's nice.
so this here is just a cinnamon fire. What I think it has yellow belly in it. I don't know. I'm gonna get it tested because yellow belly wasn't apparent. It does have a lot of etching on there, but I just like the interaction with the cinnamon and the fire, just the
Yeah,
contrast
definitely.
of the dark and the light. Um, really love that contrast. The blush it on the head that it gives. Let's see. There
Yeah,
we
the
go.
fire interaction in that animal, cinnamon and enchi isn't really too crazy busy of a pattern. You know, enchi wants to kind of contain the cinnamon, and cinnamon wants to minimize the pattern of the enchi. But then
Right.
here, the fire almost acts as a shredder. It just kind of comes through and shreds it all apart.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
And then I think
This
you do have yellow belly also, just because of how intense the shredding is. I would agree
yeah,
with you.
yeah. I want to say that. Yeah, I want to say it's definitely in this animal too.
But
Um,
yeah, one of those
yes,
combos where you'd have to test just to be sure.
right. Yeah. Let's see. We'll put this in back. Let me see what other basic fire stuff do I have.
Now, if you're enjoying this episode, hit that like button. We are going to get into some of this crazier stuff. We always like to start off with some basics just in case anybody newer to the game is watching and they want to get the education that we already have.
I think I might have grabbed the wrong animal. No. Yeah, this is right girl. So this female here is so very dark, in my opinion, but this the interaction
Lace?
of yes, the fire
Yeah,
and
the,
lace.
the popcorny.
Wow.
Yeah, with and hypo female, and
So, do you think that the dark peppering of the fire and the dark peppering of the lace doubled up on each other in that animal?
Yeah, it's really because I would have expected it to be a lot. I thought it would have came out a lot brighter, but compared to everything else in the pairing, this is the only thing that it could be. And yeah, it just I don't know. It really has a really cool interaction. I mean, you can really see the one of the things I really love about Fire is that it does play nice with everything, and so
Yeah.
it doesn't take away from the lace, and the lace doesn't take away from it. You know, it still has the blushing on the head and things like that. So, yeah, I don't. You know, it's
Can you hold that one a lot closer so we can just see like
yeah,
the granulation and the fire
yeah.
interaction and the
Let me
pattern?
see. See if I can-
Oh yeah, right there is perfect.
Yeah, because lace yellow belly, of course, could look very similar to this, but what the fire is doing is it's really opening up those flames
Yeah,
and pushing those drops where like the one solid alien head has like the little hitchhiker sidecar coming off, and that's a lot of those coming down the body. It's really separating that from everything else and putting that reddish flame in there. That's really
yeah,
nice. And also giving it, like you said, that khaki color, but with the dark peppering. That's
right.
interesting.
Yeah. So, that
What
was
where are you
really.
gonna take that direction?
Oh man, it is at hypo, so it'll be in the hypo paint project is the hope for it.
Nice.
Um, as soon as I make me a nice hypo paint nail, hopefully this year. Uh,
That'll play real well into the paint, especially with the way that the uniformity and the consistency of the pattern is.
yeah, and then here I'll show this last one, and then someone else can jump on because then my others are just bigger. So this one is has oh, relax. So Mojave and Fire, and I don't know if it's from the same clutch, so it could possibly have the lace in it too. But I do know Mojave and Fire
That's
are in here
bright.
It looks
both
So
like it'd
in
be
here.
yeah.
lace.
Um, so it is. Yeah,
No, maybe not.
I'd have to guess and say it's a very likely just because, but that thing is very nice. It's
yeah. It's.
harder to
I mean,
say because if it's lacking yellow, it looks like it's lacking yellow belly, but it's definitely still has like some. It wants the popcorn and stuff. But Mojave,
That's
if you
that
look
white
at a
color.
standard Mojave, it pushes that white belly down and it doesn't really allow too much popcorn in.
right.
So with the fire mixed in as well, it's hard to say.
Yeah, I love this this striping on the neck here that it has. It's real cool stripe going down both sides of the neck. Uh,
It's always
but yeah,
white. It's always a white stripe on the neck, and then it goes back to like the color.
right. Yeah,
It's like
yeah. So.
axanthic neck stripes.
Yeah, I'm really digging this combo with the Mojave and Fire, and hopefully, I would like to see this in on hypo. And if there is lace in it, then I'm sure to just get better. Uh, this girl's only had like one shed, two sheds, I believe. So
Hmm.
um,
Yeah, I want to say it. There's one or the other, lace or yellow belly in there, and I would lean towards the lace because yellow belly tends to darken contrast, and that didn't seem to have as much. I don't know. You gonna test
yeah,
it or just
yeah.
that's a sell?
Um, no, I'm definitely going to test it. Uh, I'm definitely going to test it. I'm yeah, I have a lot of lace stuff. I have like three or four clutches that all have to be tested. I just was waiting for the last one. And that was the last one. So I have all the shares now. So now I'm going to send them all in. So that way I can determine what I'm going to keep from that. And then, what
Nice,
I'll be
nice.
listing.
Heck yeah, that's a
So
cool project too. The white lace, paint, fire,
yeah.
yellow belly. I mean, what are you gonna do with the yellow belly? Any ALS on that side?
No, I don't have any I do like like my male that has lace and it does have yellow, but I like the way that those look. But I'm trying to separate it just a little bit to at least get the hang of it, because it is, from what I hear, hard to tell. So then that's why I haven't sold any of them. I literally have four clutches, and it's a total of like almost 30 animals of lace, possible lace stuff. So I'm like, I'm gonna test
Yeah,
every last one of those animals.
Yep.
It's
Yes.
better for the selling too. I mean, when you
Yeah.
give somebody that guarantee that you've tested it,
Yeah.
Right.
they're not as shy to pay what you're asking, which is market, But
Yeah.
Ron, did you have any other animals for the project pavers before I move on? The
Project
basics.
favors.
Sorry, the back to basics.
Well, I mean, like the most basic I have that I can actually show from the fires. Start off with this girl. This
Yeah,
is
this will
like
be the last one for the back to the basics.
um, right here. I mean, like I don't have a show box or stuff to show it off.
Whoa.
Verify.
Yeah, this one right here is a Enchi Firefly Gravel. So
Okay.
Huh.
this female basically holding her up actually to further my resuscitate gravel projects. I mean, like I made like a bunch of these, and I stood with one, just basically because it had gravel in it, and
I
I
love the
wanted to
gravel.
actually work it into other projects. So I mean,
Why is Ron ghosted?
yeah, because
Nice.
I have a screen. I got what do you call it? One of
What's
those.
That's
your
one of
Backdrop.
those Timu racks.
Yeah, let me take it out virtual background and just put it
And
no background. Oh wait a second, let
It's
me
a
see if I
Oh,
can.
is that what it is? It's a background.
backdrop.
Yeah,
Oh, dude,
yeah,
Yeah, it's one of those Timu racks. It just disappears when you want it to.
yeah, yeah. So I mean,
Uh,
like the most basic of the fires that I
I
have.
told him, I said, I need that backdrop.
I thought R2D2 was giving you an assist and it's a hologram.
The next one that I have, this is from. I was trying to get the VPI Xantic clowns, and off of my fire VPI, I missed on the double, but right here is a fire spot nose, yellow belly, um, clown head VPI Xantic female.
Nice. That's a good
So
Look at
animal to
that
start
head.
off the project pavers with.
and I got the inverse
Does it have a mustache?
project. I'm sorry.
It looks like it has a mustache,
Oh, wait till you see the other
like
one.
a boa.
Wait till you see the other one. Um, but yeah, let me see if it actually doesn't focus on my ugly
Oh,
mug.
that looks great.
And
And the sibling is the inverse of what I was trying to actually get because I was trying to get the combination of the two. And this one is a fire VPI Exantic Spot Nose Yellow Belly Head Clown.
mhm.
Damn, look at that eyeliner. Wow, it's so thin at the back.
I love that pattern. I like how
awesome,
the
man.
fire and the spot nose and the keyholes, it like smudges it. I
Yeah,
love the
it's
look
all
of like
smudged.
the smudged keyholes.
Yeah, this one is like my wife's favorite snake. As a matter of fact, she coined it Pandora.
Don't
And
sell that box.
yeah. And besides that, basically the what I have is the mother, which is I really can't pull her out because she's really close to 30
Like,
millimeters. No, 30 millimeters because I have her breeding. Which she is a fire spider VPI Xantic head clown, and she's the mother of these two clutches. I currently have her breeding with a Krypton double head desert ghost monsoon. So what I'm trying to get basically is obviously monsoon into the fire and VPI Exanta combos,
white.
obviously with the ghost. And this male, which is the fire VPI yellow belly spot nose, I am breeding him towards my chocolate double head desert ghost puzzle. So basically, I can also swing it around and take it into puzzles as the a backup.
What's up, Craig?
Saying what's up? If I pop you up, that's me saying what's up. I'm just kind of seeing everybody. Hell yeah. I love that direction, man. And that the non-clown version, I feel like a lot of non-clown stacked combos, a lot of times they can blow the clown version out of the water as far
For
as like
sure.
just how busy and how pretty they are. but the clown versions are always going to be up there as far as demand and wanting to see them, especially with new projects and everything like that. So Danny, are you ready to show off some snakes? I waited for project pavers for you because I know you didn't really got too much basic over there.
Yeah, we got a few. Let me switch the camera over here.
All right, I'll let you do it without you blown up.
All
All
right.
right, you tell us what you got, and
Yeah,
yeah,
so
tell
this is
us.
gonna be a VPI Exantic bamboo fire.
Wow,
Yeah,
That's clean.
so
yeah,
clean.
I haven't seen any bamboo in a long time.
yeah. So that's
Fire really blended all that pattern into like one block
oh yeah.
chain.
Yep.
See all that there.
And you can still see the peppering too from the fire kind of trying to bleed through.
Oh yeah, it's right there.
But I
Yeah,
think what I think really truly what it did in this combo is it stripped the yellow because if you look at bamboo exanthic stuff, it's got a lot of yellow to it.
yeah, yeah.
Look
So
at the head
that's
stamp too.
The headset is dope.
she's actually on I think on auction right now.
Uh-oh. Anybody watching?
Yeah. That's that one. Then we have a yellow belly fire mandarin. She's being kind of feisty right now, but
Ooh, that's looking real nice.
she was
Can we see like the belly? Can you try to open her up and show
yeah,
us like the
she's fighting me a
flames
little
and
bit,
stuff?
but
Yeah, that mandarin wants to like bleed around through the flames and everything. Hold her up a little closer to the camera. Like, yeah. So the fire in that combo, mandarin, it's really working well with that mandarin popping through.
yeah. So that's like I said, that's the yellow belly fire. We have a OD yellow belly fire.
Yeah, show that in comparison to the mandarin. Put them both side to side.
Yeah, so this is the OD. See some deeper orange.
Yeah, that's a real nice line of OD there. Orange Dream Fire Yellow Belly, you said?
That one's yep, orange dream, yellow belly, fire.
Were those from the same clutch?
Let's see. Yeah, yep.
Oh, that's
They're,
gotta have
they're
mandarin
clutch
in it
mates.
too. That's 100% gotta have
Yep.
mandarin in it too.
It
Then,
does have mandarin. It says OD
yeah,
yellow
yeah.
belly fire mandarin. Yep.
Oh, okay, yeah. You just missed it when you were saying
That's,
it. Then
yep.
that is freaking beautiful. Because I was thinking at first it was like, man, that looks super OD, but it makes more sense when you said mandarins in it.
Yeah, they're clutch mates. So I'm gonna put them up.
Wow.
Yep.
So on the right there is on the right is fire mandarin yellow belly, and on the left is fire orange dream mandarin yellow belly.
Correct.
Man, that's beautiful. And I bet you they're both pos or 100% het hypo.
Possibly. I think we're shed testing them right now. So we have a fire, confusion, spot nose, het clown, 50%. Monarch. I think we're waiting on a shed test on this one for Monarch.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Confusion episode last week. If you missed that again, catch that episode replay with Ozzy Boyd's Osmond Reptiles and Conduit Constrictors. This thing is amazing.
Yeah,
I know
that's a
you
cool.
guys had the non-fire Super Leopard test out Het Monarch. So Super Leopard, Spot Nose, Confusion Clown, Het Monarch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations on that.
So
Thanks.
wait, what is this one again?
This one is. Let me find the
That's a fire confusion
Fusion
leopard
spot
spot
nose
nose
het
clown.
clown
First spot notes. Okay.
50% monarch.
Yeah.
That's visual. Oh no,
Crazy.
that one is the het clown. Yeah, that one is the
Yep.
het clown.
Then we
Yep.
have leopard fire clown het monarch.
When you get that leopard spot nose confusion pattern, it's like you can only really tell by looking at the eye stripes in the head if it's a visual clown or not.
Yeah, so this is the leopard fire clown het monarch.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I have a fire clown het monarch. So what the leopard does is it just basically turns it into one elongated stripe down the whole body. All these portholes going through. Fire really takes it to that more khaki coloration. And then the het monarch, het monarch, I always try to teach that it gives more of an enchy coloration. People would say, is there enchy in that? And that's actually the het monarch.
It's got the leopard eyes, but the dark spots around it makes it even brighter. Look how cool its eyes are.
Hell yeah. And the little spots behind the
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah.
That's one of the indicators that het monarch kind of does is it pinches off those black spots to the earmuffs.
Oh yeah.
You want some more of that?
That's a beautiful snake.
Thanks. Yeah, so we have that one. So fire. This one back.
So yeah, those are some
We have
crazy snakes.
let me see. We have Mandarin, vanilla, or fire, and it's hypo.
Mandarin, vanilla, or fire,
Yep.
hypo. All
Yep.
right. Het hypo. Oh no, that's the visual. Oh yeah, that's the visual. And that's the one that I'm thinking I'm leaning more fire on because if pull out one that well, I'm not you're not I don't know if you have any labeled probable vanilla, but we don't have another hypo either visual. But there in that pattern, you can see how granulated the edging is around the keyholes. You can see how much more intense and blonde the coloration is on the dorsal, like the lightening of the dorsal color and the stripe and stuff. The back of the head stamp has a lot more granulation to it. So I feel like this one is the fire version because the vanilla combos look a little bit more muted than that pattern wise.
Yeah.
Like the Mandarin kind of controls the vanilla better than the fire, which is playing into that strength of mutation, like we were talking earlier, how fire is just a stronger mutation.
Yeah.
So we'll see when it gets tested, but that thing is insanely bright.
And I think I have a male here. He's one of our breeders. He's a Mandarin, vanilla fire, hypo.
That's the dad.
Yep. It's this guy right here.
Now that's the ALS of vanilla and fire, so you'll never produce a normal with that. It's considered the vanilla cream is the nickname. And this one here is a Mandarin version of it. And the Mandarin just really helps keep the contrast. You can kind of see a little bit of like a pinkish color bleed that's even coming through on the
Yep.
camera here.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And it's a visual hypo or het hypo?
Visual hypo.
Oh wow. That's crazy looking.
Yeah.
It's harder to say without knowing genetically because a vanilla cream is such a lighter mutation. It doesn't
Right.
have any true blacks in it as it is.
Yeah, it keeps it more like a peach in
Yep.
color.
Yeah, with the Mandarin, it's very much more peachy. I like that a lot. You don't really see much variation in that vanilla cream complex. Like even when you get other combos like Enchi and Spot Nose, the coloration still is overpowering.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. I guess.
For your middle of the road stuff.
Uh, yeah. I mean, we're pretty much working that into a lot of stuff right now with the Mandarin. So
Yeah. All right. Well, very cool. Thank you for showing us that. And that Mandarin stuff, I have to say, is I know you guys got your Mandarin from Dave Palumbo. And did everybody see that video Dave Palumbo just put out the other day of the Mandarin project? If you didn't, make sure you go check out Muscle Serpents University YouTube channel and catch that video. And also catch his most recent video with his daughters showcasing his the triple visual pairing, where he produced Ultramel, Hypo Ultramel puzzle or piebalds. Sorry, it's too many mutations in my brain. But yeah, Ultramel Hypo Piebalds, those are really beautiful babies. Whole clutch of triple recessive visuals.
hey, Jerry, we
So
got one more here. It's a female, Fire Mojave Het Monarch.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All ghosted.
No. That's the mahogany fire double hat monarch pied. That's what that is. Mahogany is a really nice mutation that wants to block and chunk off all the alien heads, and then fire is just coming through and just kind of
Oh,
warping it all out and making it look really weird,
you
wonky.
just made me remember. I bought a fire mahogany clown this year, so I
Nice.
do.
Oh,
Oh, and it's got OD too.
yeah, I love that snake right there. That's why I remembered which one it was.
All right.
Hell yeah! Thank you for showing us those. So, who wants to take us into the next level of their collection? Matt, you want to take us into the project pavers and kind of work us up through some of the higher end stuff that you got going on?
Yeah, yeah. I got a few more animals for sure. Okay, so let me grab.
And then everybody that's kind of hanging out, other guests, Danny and Ron, think about your honorable mentions for later on in the episode. Take us through some of your projects and showcase some of your animals that are your pride and joys from this season, and just some of your, special purchases, anything that you want to showcase project wise that is you're proud of and excited for.
All right.
That'll be towards the end of
Okay.
the episode. But everybody sticks around for honorable mentions because that's where you really see some really inspirational animals that these guests are working, because they are kind of confined on our episodes to the mutation of the week. So we give them the opportunity as like a free for all to showcase their top projects at the end.
All right, so this guy here is the first one, and we'll start working. So this is pretty much the father of everything that I have fire in my collection. Or he's either the father or the grandfather. He is a fire inchy desert ghost double head hypo clown. Got I got this boy in the height of COVID of 2021, I believe, 2020, 2021. Um, and so everything that I'm about to start showing you pretty much came from him. If it's fire that I held
Fireball?
back.
Is that a fireball snake?
No, he is Canova, or when
Oh,
they were still JKR reptiles.
okay.
Nice.
So yeah, so I mean, and this is why I love fire with Desert Ghost and with
It
Hypo as
holds.
well. Yeah, and I mean, he definitely lost a lot of his contrast. Like when he was a baby, the negative space here was much darker, for sure. It was a lot darker, but definitely still holds the brightness, and just gets brighter and brighter. more pale like look, but
It's
yeah,
honestly holding a lot more contrast and color, mainly color, than I thought.
yeah, and
Because I
he's
can't
a
say I've seen too many DG
NG.
hypoxanthics or DG, not exanthic, DG hypofires or DG fires as adults. Just like some of the more simpler combos I've seen as adults more
yeah,
commonly, but that with the Enchi really brings out that kind of blonde coloration.
yeah, and he's a good 4 years old. He's about 1,400 grams. This dude is massive. Uh, so he
Let's see what we got over here in the
so I'll show
chats.
you guys his daughter, one of his daughters who I held back 2 years ago. So hopefully she'll be going for me this year. You know what? I'm gonna just turn this like this so that way I ain't gotta keep sitting down. There we go. And just go straight to the rack.
There we go.
So this girl is just Fire Clown double head DG hypo. Um, but again, she's held a lot of. I mean, she's held her color. I can see why people say like Fire was the original Desert Ghost because it does compared to a regular clown female. She's amazing looking. Um, still holding a lot of that contrast, wiped out pattern a little bit. Um, but just a beautiful snake overall, and I love the hair snap. I get it.
That's the one thing about Fire and in a lot of projects is it's like I like to call them head stamp designers. Fire is one of those.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They are.
Whereas like if you were to say vanilla is like a head stamp taker away because you super it and it turns into an eraser head. So
Right. Yeah. The this girl was so nice when she came out the egg. I thought she was Desert Ghost for the longest time. Um, until I saw a DD Clown. And then I was like,
yeah,
yeah, no, she's not she's not Desert Ghost. Um, here is one of his other daughters. That's the project because she's in shed. Now so you can see the contrast in this. Well, she's in shed, but the contrast in this Fire DG versus the dad who's the Enchi Fire DG. The Enchi does a lot as far as taking all that color and that contrast out um, from that
lightening it
DG and
all
Fire.
up in the
Yeah,
blacks,
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
taking
because
it more to that rustic kind of look.
her blacks are really really dark when she's not in shed, but she should be shedding in like 2 days. She was just blue the other day. Now she's coming out of blue right before she does the shed.
On the camera, it doesn't look too bad. Like if you weren't to say that, if you didn't say she was coming out of blue, you really couldn't tell.
Yeah, yeah, but again, that beautiful hair stare. Uh, but yeah, and she's
Hmm.
just a fire DG double hit. Now start adding some jeans to some stuff. This female over here is one of my proven breeder girls. Again, same dad, um, same jeans as dad, except for she's not Desert Ghost. She is just Visual Clown, the Inchy Fire Clown head Desert Ghost female. Um, producing
Okay, now we're
some,
stacking it up.
yeah. So, well, but yeah, the Inchy just, I mean, it really does what it's supposed to do on this. But I like Fire and Inchy together. They do make things a lot brighter. Um, and just yeah, it's just a
So
nice breed.
besides the Enchi with the fire, is there a pattern mutation that you prefer to mix into the DG clown stuff? Because Enchi, Fire, Desert Ghost are
Uh huh.
all pattern magnifiers. They like to magnify the pattern and shrink the negative space.
Let
So
me.
is there like a preferred mutation? A lot of people prefer spot nose, but is there anything
Yep.
out of
And
the
I was
ordinary you like?
that was the next one I was gonna show you was the one with spot. Where's she at? Is this girl here? So this
Mm.
girl is a Spot nose, fire, red stripe. Also with Inchy, I wish she didn't have Inchy in it, but Inchy and yellow belly, clown, head desert ghost. Is that light? Where's that light coming from? It's making a glare.
It's the one above you,
Usually
behind you.
or the ceiling.
There we
There,
go.
that's
That's
a
a little
lot
better.
better. Yeah.
That's a little better. There we go. Uh, but yeah, so she's like I said, Inchy, spot nose, red stripe, um, fire, head desert clown, head desert ghost. I love her hair stamp on her that she has on her. But the fire, oh, come down, come here,
And you said yellow belly too, right?
and yellow belly, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and yellow belly, yeah,
Yeah, I really love the interaction. Even though she has the NG, at least she has the red stripe and the yellow belly because that really intensifies the flaming
yeah,
and opens pattern back up with the NG combos.
right,
In addition to the spot nose,
yeah. That spot nose is definitely doing God's work and bringing some of that pattern back in there on her. What else do I have? With fire
spot nose is
and
always one of my favorite mutations from back in the day, from before VPI bought it from the small breeder. I remember reading the story on it where it was founded, and then I was like, man, nobody works that, so I don't like it really. But I like it, but I can't like it because nobody else likes it. And now it's the biggest, like I watched it become the biggest thing ever 2 weeks after I finally was able to afford a male het clown spot nose. And 2 weeks later, they made the spot nose clown, and then it became the biggest thing in ball pythons.
that's
And
crazy.
that was like 10 years after it was founded.
So these two right here, uh, again, I for the with having that male that had Inchy, very unfortunate. But all my fires, pretty much, I'm noticing they all have some kind of Inchy. But these two here are super Inchies. The male here, or no, this is the female. She is super Inchy, OD, fire, um, and leopard head, triple head DG hypo clown. Um,
The leopard
that's
hides
this
in that.
this girl here. But I mean,
Yeah.
I just love. I mean, they are bright orange. The male is he looks a lot better than she does, and I'll show you him. But all he does, he just same thing, super inchy, ODYB, fire. Well, no, he has yellow belly in him. So his colors are just a lot more intense. Um, but the fire and orange drain, I feel like is a really good combo to mix together. Two drains to stack on top of each other. Of course, with the inchy as well, it's bringing in a lot of pattern
Yeah.
a lot of color. But fire and orange drain together to me just makes us so bright. Uh, it's kind of it's let me I have
And you're working that towards the Desert Ghost version again.
yeah, well these two this brother and sibling pair are both for the DG DG Clown Pie uh what's the name DG Clown Pie project, and this girl here is I think this is the last one I have with fire in it. She is in shed as well. But what is she? Yellow belly fire, OD, inchy clown, head desert ghost. Uh, and so again, though the fire and OD to me really belong together in some combos. They just make things a lot better, a lot brighter. And I cannot wait to see this in a with desert ghost on top of it. I think it's going to be really nice. This is going to bring back a lot more contrast in here on the dorsal, especially without inchy, with the OD and the fire in there. So uh, let's see. But yeah, so and all like I said, all these that I just showed you, all of those came from the same male that
Yeah.
I bought. The same male. The
Those
only
things are great examples of how the fire works with Orange Dream to kind of make things on a blonder, like a blonder tone of color, but you
yeah.
still get like that orange saturation coming through in the flames more than anything.
So this is that lace male. This is the male to those babies I showed you. He's Orange Dream Fire as well. Yellow belly and Orange Dream Fire. What is he? Yeah, Orange Dream Fire, yellow belly lace. Um,
Wow.
no hets, but I mean, even at 2 years old, the contrast on him is just really nice. Just the fire and you still got the blacks coming through here and stuff like that, but it's so clean. The contrast on this male is kind of second to none. Kind of crazy.
Lace is doing a lot of work in that right there to busy that pattern back up because Fire Lace is doing a lot of work because Orange Dream, and Orange Dream Fire, that really reduces pattern, and that
Right.
thing
Yeah,
is
and
just
Orange Dream definitely
crazy.
does that.
Look at
Yeah.
that ringer too.
Yeah. And you can see the tail, Orange Dream doing what it does, stretching out the pattern and things like that on both ends of that tail.
Oh yeah,
Um,
floating it up, creating the
yeah.
black bar, the
Right.
tracks.
The tracks on the bottom.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So but yeah, it's this I mean, I love the head stamp. I mean, he's just so dark and bright all at the same time with the contrast. So definitely something I would love to see
huh.
with another copy of Lace on there. Um, and see what it can do.
Yeah, I
Uh,
definitely want to see more Orange Dream Lace combos. I don't think I've seen enough now.
yeah, oh man, they're it's kind of crazy. He's my only lace male breeder, but I got him from Rich over at Capital City. But he definitely put in a lot of work for us this year to get lace into our projects. So, but yeah, man, that's pretty much making sure that I didn't miss it. The
I
fire
got
stuff that I have.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
So, did you guys pick out some honorable mentions here for a little bit? Because if you didn't, go ahead and think about some honorable mentions that you want to showcase. Anything outside of Fire, any of your other top productions or projects you want to showcase, things like that. I'm gonna blow myself up here, and I'm gonna show off this girl because she is one of my favorite Fire combos that I own. Let's see, head stamp there. She's got little dots on the back of the head. Let's see if I can get her to stretch. So she's an MJ Exanthic, Fire, and Scrambler. And that's all that she could be. There's nothing else in the pairing, just Fire and then Scrambler. So the one thing that's real cool is the Fire and the Scrambler gene really work together to chop up this belly line, raising all this pattern, lifting all this pattern, chaining it all together, only grabbing here and there. I know there's a big controversy around Scrambler, and let it be that way, but that's what I bought her as. And that's what she looks like. But this is a beautiful snake. I can't wait to see her on some eggs.
And I got these two super pastels. I want you to tell me which one's fire.
All right, let's see. We're going to do a little ID here.
All right.
Well, what's the pairings, first of all?
Okay, so we got a pastel.
They both look fire.
Really?
Yeah, they're
This
red
one is
stripe.
this one in
I
this
feel
hand.
like the one in your right hand, right? That one's
Yeah,
That
fire.
this one I think is fire.
that one looks like it's Firefly red stripe. The one
Okay,
in your
so
left hand looks Firefly.
the pairing was pastel puzzle het pied to a firefly het clown.
Yeah, well, something else is hiding.
So this one's like more orange, and this one's more yellow. This one's like orangier.
I mean,
And
you
this,
can say
yeah,
that one definitely has fire in your right hand. Is there a
this,
possibility of super pastel?
yeah, these are both super pastels.
Nah, you got a pastel fire and a super pastel fire. That's the difference.
You think so?
100%.
Okay, so this one here is the super pastel fire, and this one's
100%.
just the pastel fire.
Yep. The pattern is what screams fire in both of them because you get the granulated keyholes, you get a lot of that fuzzy edging around, you get that real bright, clean white blushing. But on the super pastel, you get that double effect of that blushing. It looks more like an original Graziani line super pastel that originally was hiding a line of fire. So yeah, I was thinking it had a red stripe or something, but super pastel makes sense. Super pastel fire versus regular pastel fire.
Oh, okay. So
Because
just
you
a
know, regular pastel is so dirty, and the
right,
white out on the head.
and then this one's just a pastel. Then
Yeah, that's just the pastel. And you can see the difference if you grab that one and the fire pastel. You can give us a great comparison of how the pastel fire. No, the other one. The other one. That's a super pastel.
no, the super pastel is lighter gray. You said this was the super pastel. You said it was lighter gray.
Oh wait, never mind. I guess just not next to each other. It looked a lot brighter. So yeah, the other one is just the fire pastel. When you had them pulled up
Yeah, they
next to the
both look like
pastel, it's
supers.
just crazy.
They both look like supers. Ah, it bit me, bastard.
Yeah, you can see the difference between the one and the other. It's just a little, it's a shade lighter blonde and a shade lighter of blushing on the one in the middle than the one that is in your
I
right
got three
hand.
snakes in this clutch with one eye.
That's weird.
Yeah,
I had a
weird.
few one-eyed this year too, and two with no eyes,
Oh, I got
and
one with
we
no
had
eyes.
two with one, two or three with one eye, and they were born with
Hmm,
both eyes, but one of them was just dead out the egg, like the
And these
eye
are
was dead.
weird.
pastel
Yeah,
combinations.
There was a guy that was breeding, one of the localer breeders in Florida here, and it's more of like a wholesale breeder, I'd call him, because there's never anything really powerful or investment wise on the table, I'd say. But he'd have clutches of like the whole clutch would just be like missing an eye, or like the whole clutch would have like the same defect, like shark
yeah,
mouth, and I'm just like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
and he'd
this
be
is the
selling them too. That's crazy.
And it's
this is
not
the,
like one or two; it's the whole clutch.
here's the one-eyed one. It's got this really crazy on its dorsal pixelation.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. Like in between the
Yeah,
blush and in the blushing, it's like pixelated
yeah,
blushing.
it's bright orange
Can
on
you
its
get it
side.
real close?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's weird.
that's nice.
It's really orange on its side gut.
It's het super shark mouth.
And it's got one eyeball.
Yeah, it's my one eyeball, shark mouth.
I know somebody that would feed that to his cobra. Sometimes that's a humane way of doing,
Yeah, yeah,
just
oh
doing
yeah, for
something
sure.
with these animals because like an animal like that is hard
Yeah,
because there's not many pet owners that are willing to take those type of animals. And I don't care, I'll say it, but I've known people that were like, oh, I'll take one of those animals, and then they just don't take care of it. They show the passion, they say they have the passion, and then you say, how's that snake doing? Oh, well, it's not eating and it's not doing good. And yeah,
Hmm.
it's just one of those stories. Like if I have an animal that has a defect, I would want to either just keep it myself, or I would, I have animals that eat snakes for that reason.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That one actually eats, so that one I'm not too worried about.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot more people that breed snakes nowadays are moving towards owning a species of snake that eats other snakes.
Hmm.
Drymarchon is one of the most popular as of late. Are you
I
guys
thought about getting a.
familiar with that?
No, I've thought about getting a. What do you call it? What's the one Miguel has? The
The
indigo.
Crebo.
The
Oh, the Indigo. Yeah, that's a dry
The black.
markdown.
indigo,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, is that the same thing? Okay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but the Eastern Indigo is probably what he has over there on the West
yeah.
Coast.
Okay,
Because with the Indigos, you're allowed to like I on the East Coast, I'm allowed to have the Western Indigos, but I'm not allowed to have the Eastern Protected Indigo. And over
right,
there, they're allowed to have captive born and captive bred Eastern Indigos, but not native to their
right.
coast. So it's kind of
Gotcha.
flip flopped. I'm like, I wish I lived over there, so I have the Easterns. But
Yeah.
yeah, those are amazing, amazing species. I have a yellowtail Crebo.
Oh, okay. Those I didn't know those eat snakes as well.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. They eat anything.
Yeah.
Like garbage disposals. So Ron, do you have a little showcase you want to do for your honorable mentions?
You're
Are you
muted.
Yeah,
muted?
I'm gonna start off with the pickup that I got for the year, and as a matter of fact, it was with your help. So you already know where this one's going.
Oh yeah.
And something that I always wanted to include in my collection was starting the Monarch project. So right here, this is my pickup of 2025, and this is a Monarch double head genetic stripe clown. And
Nice.
I got this big boy from the Harbins when I was in the SERE in Atlanta. So this guy is already breeding. He's locking up pretty good. So the first female I have him locked up with is a super asphalt clown het piebald, and the follow up is a Mojave clown het monsoon. So those are the
Mm.
two females that I have this project specifically breeding with.
Mojave Clown Het Monsoon to that Monarch is gonna be nice. Because he's also a het clown, so you can test for that too.
Yeah, I mean, like it's gonna be 100% head for clown. That's not gonna be an issue because it's a visual clown. So the possibility of that pairing with the Mojave is making what visual that'll be triple heads. That's the goal. I mean, like working towards the Kiki, the Monarch Kiki Monsoon, something crazy. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah.
I just brain farted.
And the two that I'm going to show is I got to say, out of everything that I produced this season, these are my top two favorites. Um, this one right here is a pastel chocolate Desert Ghost puzzle head hypo, and
Damn.
That's nice.
yeah, this
Damn.
male,
Keep
That's
that on
nice.
screen for a while.
yeah, this male is already locking up, believe it or not. But that's the good thing about early clutches in the early of the year. So
Wow.
I get my ugly face out of this so you can see the actual snake. There it is.
There you go. That thing
But
is
yeah,
incredible.
It's so clean.
So who did
yeah.
you pick that up from?
No, I made this. I produced
Oh,
this.
you made it. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, I produced it.
Congratulations, dude. That's a great freaking
Yeah,
production.
that's nice.
Yeah, I mean,
Tell
like
us
I
the
went
genetics again.
pastel, chocolate, Desert Ghost puzzle, head hypo. So
Oh, it's a
That's
basically,
visual puzzle.
insane.
I'm sorry.
It's a visual puzzle.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
visual puzzle, pastel, chocolate, Desert Ghosts,
I'm
head
not.
hypo.
I'm not a pastel hater. But if you are, you look away. Don't look away. Look at it some more.
Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, like,
Okay, yeah. You could definitely see the puzzle in there down that on the bottom part of your hand. Yeah.
Yeah, that thing
yeah,
is
Yeah.
I
nice.
mean,
On the
On the
like,
back.
dorsal more so, yeah.
Yeah, on the dorsal for sure.
You can really see the puzzle hooking and stuff.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like I was actually shooting for the triple visual. I didn't hit on the triple visual, but this is the closest that I got to the triple visual. I also hit on the super chocolate, puzzle that said Desert Ghost, and I hit on a chocolate puzzle, double head Desert Ghost hypo,
Mm,
and then I hit like extra holdbacks that it's building up for that puzzle hypo Desert Ghost project. So
wow.
this one is
Well,
bringing back females. So basically, hopefully with him, I should get the triple visual this season coming.
yeah, fingers crossed for you.
Yeah, he's going back to the two females that are triple heads.
Since you said it, did you grab your super chocolate puzzle to show off?
I can go back, get her, but I mean, like, it's not, I could get him, but he's not like the top tops.
No, I
Uh,
know, I know.
but I could get him. I could get him. That's not an issue. But now this one, I was shooting for the obviously the triple visual Desert Ghost VPI Exantic Clown, and the odds killed me literally. I mean, like I used four different females to try to get to that. I mean, like I got
What were your
de-
best odds out of a pairing?
the best odds. Desert Ghost Clown Head VPI Exantic, and I got two. I got a Desert Ghost Butter Spot Nose VPI Exantic. That is double head. No, that's Desert Ghost. No, wait a second. Butter Spot Nose VPI Exantic double head Desert Ghost Clown. Oh my god, I forgot.
So it's the visual opposite double het.
Yeah, it's that I got so many of them I can't even remember. As a matter of fact, I even hit on four leucistics. I got super butters
Oh
that I've
wow.
been even lazy to set test. That who knows out of those super butters, they could actually be VPI Xantic Desert Ghost clowns. But they're just basically sitting in the rack, and until I get to them, I'm not like in a major rush because of this
Now,
girl.
did you
Because
pair intentionally knowing that you could get that, or was that just from the mom and just possible Partho?
no, the thing is that I only had one male for that project because it was a butter triple head, and
Oh,
I was
okay.
breeding him to the siblings, and
I
out of the
got you.
four siblings, the other two were butter also. So the
Got you.
super butters I got it out of the other two butters. The other ones that I got were from a spot nose and a normal, but they were all from they're all siblings.
Yeah, so you
So
might have hit it then, is what you're saying. You might have hit
yeah,
it. You just don't know
I
without
might have it, but
testing.
it's the super butter. It's the same issue you have with the super fire, you know.
Yeah.
Um, But what I got out of this one is this is the crazy thing is that I was working towards I wanted to make the Batman version of the VPX Xantic Desert Ghost Clown. So I
Oh, okay.
paired my Yellow Belly Batman head VPX Xantic to a Butter Desert Ghost to basically make the ingredients that I need and just get the strongest male and breed it back to my females to basically end of the line get that project. And I hit this beauty. This snake is like the most beautiful snake that I can actually say I mean like it surpassed everything else. I mean like I hit like three different monsoons. I hit like Desert Ghost you saw the Desert Ghost puzzle. I hit Desert
Uh-huh.
Ghost head VPIs. I mean like I
After
got
what you just shown, I'm ready.
yeah, I mean like this one basically it took the
You're
cake because
building the anticipation for sure.
even though it wasn't the triple visual, it is a one of a kind. I mean, like I was offered stupid money for it, but I couldn't let her go. It is a triple paradox that is actually
Yes.
each of the individual recessive in the paradox. And I'm not talking about the head or the tail. I'm talking about the whole entire snakes in large patches. You can see the Desert Ghost VPI Exantic. You can see the VPI Exantic clown. And she's my baby. She's like going all crazy already here now.
It's like
Because I
literally the most unique snake that I've ever seen produced outside of like back in the day when the first paradoxes were produced. Like
Wow.
just
yeah, I
albino
mean like
paradoxes.
if if I go from from the tail section alone, all the way to the head.
Yeah, try to hold her like sideways, like long ways, you know?
Let's see if we can do it. I mean,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, that's
Wild,
good.
Rod.
right there, right there, you can see the expression of Desert Ghost VPI Exantic, and obviously the head stamp is the clown
Exanthic
and
clown,
VPI
yeah.
Exantic clown, and then basically going along the snake, its pattern. So basically, what we have here is a butter leopard triple head VPI Exantic Desert Ghost clown, but it's paradoxing. So it's showing it's expressing each of the individual paradox of the recessive trait.
That's an awesome
So
snake.
this one is like, and the cool thing is, she's getting even brighter, and that's what Desert Ghost actually does. A VPI Exantic Desert Ghost, it gets even more intense bright as their ages, and I'm getting a sneak peek of that project that I want
It's
in this
just so
season.
wild. It's so wild because it's not like, oh, well, here's a paradox of a butter and here's a paradox of an exanthic. It's here's a paradox of a combo next to a paradox of another combo next to this paradox of the variation of this combo. You know what I mean? Like exanthic clown head, butter leopard, desert ghost neck, exanthic DG clown, alien heads, and then you go back to the butter lesser DG. It's just insane. It's a mosaic art piece.
Yeah, I mean, like this one. I mean, like I can actually, take off the heat or the stress that I have to get the visual triple because I have her. So I'm basically, now I can actually put it towards another different project to go even further than just hitting on the triple visual and working it with other traits. So obviously, puzzle is another must-have to basically into that project, and obviously monsoon. That's what I'm doing with my monsoon, is
Mhm.
why I'm bringing it to my VPI Exantic to basically have all the puzzles and ingredients for that.
Cool.
Yeah. DG Exanthic Monsoon is gonna be huge. I just think that DG Monsoon is so nice as it is. When you Exanthic
Well,
it,
you had
it's
it
gonna
in
be
your
the
hand, so
cleanest.
basically, you know firsthand. Pictures does it no justice.
Bro,
Then
that thing in person is the cleanest. I mean, the cleanest. And the Desert Ghost, what it does to the monsoon pattern is like what I say about it is like it's a magnification of the pattern, and it just fattens up the monsoon pattern just enough, to where it's more readable and more manipulatable. Like you could take I feel like when you put leopard into a DG monsoon, you're gonna see that influence of the leopard a lot stronger than just a leopard monsoon.
well,
Because in a leopard monsoon, the pattern's so small you don't see the influence as much.
I have reading right now a Krypton Doublehead Desert Ghost Monsoon to a Clown Doublehead Desert Ghost Monsoon. So hopefully this season, I really want to see more than anything is Krypton Desert Ghost Monsoon. I mean,
Yeah,
like
I
I
want to
want to
see
see
just
that
Krypton
crazy.
Monsoon, but the DG is next level. Because with the Krypton, with I mean, Monsoon Clown, Monsoon dominates the clown, right?
Oh
You could
yeah,
see the clown pattern, but Monsoon really dominates mostly everything. But when you take the Krypton into a lot of different projects, the Krypton pattern is very dominating. So it's like to see those two fight and which one wins is going to be so interesting.
yeah, and that's basically. I mean, like I have a few head cryptic, double head cryptic monsoons that I'm also raising up, but it's that specific one that's a visual clown to a Krypton. I kind of feel that it's going to give me more easier options to hit on the Krypton and hopefully the Desert Ghost Monsoon version than going the head cryptic, double head cryptic clown. And either way, it's another female. So basically, it's a second try on that project.
For sure. Yeah, actually, I'm so interested in that direction that I'm waiting on an animal to get shipped to me. That is um, it's a butter krypton double het monsoon. It's het DG 50% monsoon. So I have to test it and hope it proves monsoon. But that's what I'm hoping for is, a cheaper way into that project with a nice male. So, Danny, did you get some animals together for your honorable mentions?
I got a few.
I'm ready to see these because I know you guys probably pulled out some crazy stuff over there. Show the world the fire, but not the mutation.
Maybe I can flip this camera around. So this is a
Oh,
Mandarin
yeah.
Hurricane Monarch female. We produced her this year.
One of my
She's
favorite animals in person ever.
yeah.
Like that thing. Camera definitely doesn't know justice, but oh my God.
You think Hurricane would have messed it up a little more?
Yeah. Yeah, she's good looking though. I mean, it's a lot
Well,
brighter.
Monarch likes to kind of contain pattern and kind of keep it from grabbing up to the dorsal as much. Like it still does, but it just wants to normalize the alien heads a little bit more as far as the shape.
Yeah, so that's
Like the
that's one.
hurricane doesn't hook as much.
Um, got
But
the
that thing right there is next level. As far as if you haven't seen the pictures, check out Righteous Reptiles Instagram page. You'll just see the camera does it no justice.
so this is a leopard confusion spot nose clown het monarch
Super leopard.
super leopard.
Yeah, it proved out super leopard.
Okay.
Super Leopard Monarch Clown?
Uh,
Super
clown het
leopard
monarch. We just got the shed test
confusion.
back. It's a het monarch visual clown
It's super leopard confusion spot
spot
nose
nose
clown
clown.
het monarch.
Het Monarch.
Correct.
Okay. Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, and the super leopard, it really changes things up because if you look up a regular confusion Batman, it doesn't have all that ripping of the really bold dorsal stripe coming through. It actually, the super leopard, I believe, is the main thing with that really fat dorsal pattern ripping through the back.
I think we got one more.
Oh, show the belly on that one too, real quick, because they
Zipper
say
belly?
that super leopard has a chicken noodle soup belly, and I think that this one. Can you hold it real close? I don't know if the camera will pick it up as well, but man, if you can ever actually see a tested super leopard in person, the chicken noodle soup coloration in the belly is a true thing. You can kind of see it, but not as well.
We get
But yeah, that thing is incredible. I tried to pry it from their hands.
got one more.
You guys seeing anything that's inspiring you, making you think any kind of new directions for projects?
I'm a
This
late bloomer.
is
Say Monarch.
yellow belly DG clown pied het hypo.
Mm-hmm.
We produced her this year too.
The odds that you guys hit her on were like 1 in 32.
Yeah, we got two out of that clutch. Oh, she's pretty good.
Yeah, she's cool.
You know,
Yeah, that's a top animal right there. Yellow belly, desert ghost, clown pied, hypo.
Yep.
It's probably like one of the only that exists in the world.
So those are those are the few animals that I think are we
Think you're trying to flip your camera around, but those were some really cool animals. I appreciate you guys showing all that off. My favorite direction that I'm seeing out of all this is that thing right there. Let's get Ron back up there. That's the super. That's the super, right?
Yeah, this is a super chocolate puzzle head desert ghost. This is
Yeah,
That's the one I like.
dark.
I like that other one, the pastel desert ghost
Oh
chocolate.
yeah, Desert Ghost did it. I mean, like Desert Ghost definitely, intensifies the contrast of the chocolatey, and that was my goal of actually hitting a super chocolate Desert Ghost puzzle. You know, I mean, like I'm repeating it the parent
Did you
this season.
test that one?
Yeah, it's tested. I mean, like
Okay.
puzzles. The puzzles were the first project that I produced this season. They all started hatching in early January. So
Yeah.
all my puzzle projects, all of them, they were all shed tested.
I only asked if you tested it for the DG because I had a chocolate NG animal that actually Brandon and Danny that had, and I wasn't sure on it. It was like one of those color combinations that it's like, yeah, it doesn't really look DG, and it ended up coming back as a DG. And then there was a GHI clown too. So some of these like darker mutations in the DG are kind of a little tricky because they can actually keep that dirtiness into the alien heads a lot more.
Yeah, I was hoping actually the shed would come back for hypo also, but it came back negative for hypo. So I mean, like I said, it's a super chocolate puzzle head desert ghost. But then again, I have a chocolate puzzle that's double head desert ghost hypo, and obviously the desert ghost version. So
Yeah.
Nice.
Just that thing alone being het DG, that thing is incredibly powerful because it's a double homozygous. It's always gonna throw
you know,
chocolate.
the curious thing is that when I actually first got my first puzzle stock, it was a female, and when I picked her up, I was trying to figure out what direction I wanted to take it, and it was either between clown or desert ghost. And I figured, you know what, I wanted to go the different direction that everyone was going. And thankfully I did, because obviously, with the outcome that basically clown didn't actually express itself. And I actually, lucked out going the different direction. So I mean, like I have like a large stock of Desert Ghost Hypo puzzles because of that. And thankfully I didn't actually go the clown route.
Yeah.
Am I on screen? Can you
You're
see me?
frozen. You're frozen.
Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on. My screen is just frozen. You can hear me though, right?
Yep, we can hear
absolutely.
you. Yep.
Do I
Yeah.
look funny at least?
No, no, you're
No,
just looking to the side.
Well, somebody show off that pastel desert ghost puzzle one more time. While I'm just gonna go out and come right back in.
oh God.
We gotta
I,
see that thing.
I put them away. So if anything, I mean, like,
Katie's got
All
something.
right,
you
you
come
show
back.
that one then.
Yeah, until you come back, I just play around, with this chocolate goodness right
Hey,
over here.
I enjoy being off. I gotta tap out. I gotta go put my kids to bed.
Okay. Thank you for
Yeah,
coming on. We really
yeah,
appreciate
no,
you showing your animals and taking your time out of your evening.
yeah, for sure. No, thank you guys for having me on. I'll talk to you guys all later.
Have a good one.
Have a good
Have a
night.
good night, Chief. Take care.
For
So what are the odds for
everything.
those the paradox, like the one that the Exantic DG, the one that
there,
you
th-
Oh,
that's nearly impossible.
Yeah.
It's
So
nearly impossible because paradoxing, I mean, like I've experienced paradoxing throughout my entire career with this, especially with bamboos. I don't know, for some reason they throw a lot of paradoxing, but never to the point that I've actually seen a triple paradox. I mean, like I've even seen double paradoxes, but a triple, I mean, like the odds on that are it's not going to happen again. You're not going to. It's like you're never
Yeah.
going to see it again.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you can't breed for it. You can't actually put a pairing and hope that you get it, even having the paradox. So
Yeah.
that makes it even more. As a matter of fact, if you think about it, most of the genes, Skittles was like the one of the most world famous paradoxing, back in the day,
Yeah.
and they could replicate it. The Stormtrooper, that was another one that was like a crazy one that couldn't replicate itself, even
Yeah.
if they tried. So I gotta say that I'm happy that I fall into that line of unique animals that it's
Yeah.
never gonna leave. There ain't no money that interests me enough to actually separate that snake from it.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like back in the day in like the early 2000s, late 90s, I think it was the late 90s that the first paradoxed albino popped out with all the black like webbing through the whites and stuff and in between the yellows and everything. And I remember back then they were asking like $30,000 for the paradox albinos because they were far and few between. Only like two were made by like the mid 2000 or the early 2000s, like mid early 2000s. And then nowadays, you see a lot of those just like regular single paradoxing where you just get a single mutation paradoxing through, or like a normal paradox on an albino, and they don't add any value, especially anymore. But to have an animal like yours is just so incredibly unique because it's that whole entire situation from the original paradox all over again. you know um it's the first one we've ever seen like its kind, and everybody's gonna have a demand for it just for that reason. It's the first and only one. And if another one pops out, it's like maybe it becomes a thing down the road where we get more of this multiple stack, like gene stack paradoxes. That would be cool, but it's a first of its kind. I would call it like a mosaic or something, genetic mosaic basically.
Snake.
Yeah, I mean, like
Beautiful
if
snake.
if a paradoxing would add value, like I said, I'm going back to Skittles.
Yeah.
That was a paradoxing, and it's sold for big amount of money. So there is always that pet keeper or hobbyist that wants that unique expression, that basically, they'll pay out the nose only because they want to have that uniqueness that basically
Yeah.
cannot be replicated. Because anyone can make a monsoon clown desert ghost. It's not really that hard.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of fact of getting the right ingredients, and eventually it's going to be hit, and then someone else is going to hit it. It's going to keep repeating itself. But
And
when
there
you
are
have that
still
unique,
And there are still some paradoxes out there that are just, like more simple paradoxes that are very unique. And people are like, oh, I like that. I'll pay a little bit more for it. But it's just nothing like what you're dealing with that animal. That's
Yes.
comparable to the stuff back in the day, like the freckles and the Skittles and all those. You remember Freckles, right? With a
yeah.
piebald. I mean, it just recently passed, but the piebald that ended up getting all the black, like spotting throughout the whites. And it's like, you'll never see another piebald like that again, more than likely. I know in
Even
Dave Kaufman's video from the wild, the breeder over in Ghana that breeds captively the animals he collects out of the wild, he captively breeds over there. I know he was actually getting a lot of those piebalds with the white, with the black speckling through the white, but it was variable and it was a low amount, nothing ever
I
like that
know
one animal.
I know in Germany, I said Brockhammer, Stefan Brockhammer. He brought in a VIP ball python, and to date, it has not been able to be replicated. God damn, he's farting. Oh man, that's those snakes when they fart late at night. I mean, like,
That's what that was. It sounded like something
yeah,
fell off a shelf.
yeah, it was a snake fart. Well, anyway,
William toe buckle.
the VIP, as a matter of fact, he sold it off to another breeder. And Justin, as a matter of fact, the last time he went to the Nijmegen Reptile Expo in Germany, they featured
Okay.
that thing, and he actually called it the Rainbow Pie Ball, but it wasn't that. It's actually the VIP. It's a crazy paradox. They have it
Okay.
replicated yet, but it was a wild caught. So that's why Brockhammer still has that stake, or actually sold it off to the other person who has it now.
Ah, gotcha. That's
Interesting.
interesting. I'll have to look that up. I mean, mainly back in the day, the value from paradoxing came from the hopes that it was genetic. And then after, a decade of it not proving to be genetic or recessive, and a lot of people putting in work, they're like, all right, there's no real value here in these extra animals unless you want to pay for it because of its expression is super unique. And that is where we see the value added nowadays. And man, again, how can you get more unique than like a genetic stack paradox next to another, next to another?
Yeah, it's amazing.
So great way to end the show. Great honorable mentions. I know Kevin had to dip. We appreciate him coming out for the show and spending time with us, showcasing this mutation. I know it's an older one. It's not the most exciting for everybody. And hopefully there was just some educational points and identifier points and maybe some pointers in how this gene interacts in certain combos that we showed off tonight. But going forward, I really wanted to paint a picture that it's a mutation. We are still actively working as breeders, pushing into these really deep investable projects. We just want to do it a little bit more selectively, not always try to shoot for, six possible super fire exanthic DG clowns or anything like that. But if you do, I mean, that's never a bad thing. It just you ain't gonna see it. But selective breeding is a thing that we all do, and that's part of our game with breeding ball pythons and breeding morphs. So always take your chances. Don't be afraid to, take that shot for this year if you have a possibility of hitting a 1 in 4 chance of a super fire, but you have the possibility of hitting that animal you dream of in the same pairing, because the chances are, you may get one of those super fires out of a clutch. And if it's that animal that would be, happen to be the animal that you just test out and it's the all gener, you keep it, whatever. You keep it, you breed it. Every animal is going to have half of that super. But genetic testing is here. It's the wave of the future. Shout out to Charlie, shedtestingandphenome.com, because now we know if we put together these pairings and we produce an all white Exanthic DG clown or whatever it is, we know that we have to keep that snake and we're not just giving it away.
Yep.
So hopefully Ron hit some super, what were they? Blue eye leucistic though, right? Yeah.
Yeah, there was Super
Yeah.
Butter's possible triple visual.
Yeah, hopefully Ron hits some triple visuals on testing. He'll be a perfect example of somebody benefiting from not being afraid of taking that direction. Because if he was to hit a super bell, blue eye leucistic, exanthic DG clown, well, yeah, every baby's gonna have a copy of Butter or Mojave, or I think it was Super Butter, but
And Super Butter.
every animal will have a copy of Butter. But hey, you're gonna be producing some exanthic DG clowns very easily. So, and we know that lesser in these top projects isn't a mutation to shy away from either. A lot of people shy away just because of the potential of producing a blue eye leucistic, and otherwise, why does anybody shy away otherwise? I feel like there's no other reason. So
I
Don't
still
shy away.
use those at the shows for $300.
Yeah, I mean, fire in its simpler form and its simpler combos, it's not going to add a ton of value or anything. Like, but if you're breeding and you're breeding for the visual aesthetics of the snakes and seeing these things stacked together and maybe just producing something that's either you've never seen or you can't find out there, then you're doing it for the right reasons. If you're worried about, I don't want that in my collection because it's only worth $25, you're probably doing this for the wrong thing. So if you want some more genetic gems and genetic breakdowns from us and a plethora of great, amazing breeders across this world, because we don't only invite breeders from the US, we host breeders from all over the country, all over the world. Make sure you tune into the genetic canvas next week because I forget what gene we're covering, but it's going to be amazing and you're definitely not going to want to miss it. I'll post up a preview a lot sooner so that you guys can, not be left with this cliffhanger too long, but we'll catch you guys next week. We're out.
Peace.
Thanks.